Let's talk about writing a book and what you have to go through with the KDP process. If you're ever thinking of just having a book that maybe you don't want to go through the whole publisher or even hybrid realm and you want to do one on your own. I mean, I've done it for everything from pamphlets to Gilda. You just did an entire book. So
let me tell you why.
What do you expect? What can people expect?
Well, if you go to a traditional publisher, it will take you 1 year to get it published. I've done it. I've been there. I got a ton of money for advance, but 1 whole year, because they have to prep their sales force. They have to print it in their catalog. They have to coordinate with all the other book catalogs. And of course, in the older days, when you did publish with a traditional, they weren't quite sure about the ebooks. And now that's just like this. So I knew, because I created this book called Amplify Your Media Presence, Amplify Your Brand. I knew that this was so important to get out now when people are on these kinds of calls and looking to advance their career nonetheless. Well, how do you do that and make the best impression that you can possibly make? Right. And most people in business are not taught any of this material. So that's why I was very anxious to get it out very quickly, and there was no alternative. If I went to an agent and the agent has to shop the book manuscript around and and I think that this book is so filled with things that are necessary. I think a big publisher might have been very interested in it, and they still might be someday. But I wanted to get the material out as quickly as possible to help people now. So that's what people have to decide. Do you want something that's published immediately? Can you wait? If it's something that you can wait about, if it's a novel or something along those lines, I guess you could wait. But I know we're in an immediate gratification nation here. Yeah. Everybody wants 1, 2, 3, it's over, next.
Yeah.
And I already have another book plan, but it was not so difficult once I got into it. But I was on the phone with helpers.
Well, let's share the things that we ran into, because I think a lot of people want to, they maybe can write a book, but they don't know what to run into when they try to upload the book. What are the biggest challenges you came up with? Let's start with the cover. The cover is
oh my God. Okay.
So if you want to design a cover and you don't want to spend a lot of money, what would you do? So we did it on Canva, right?
Okay, this is the universal we for my very dear friend, but she did it entirely. She knows how to do it.
If you hate it, I did it, but if you love it,
I love, you know what?
I loved it.
We were just playing around. This is for the audience. We were just playing around with different possibilities of how you visualize, amplify your media presence, amplify your brand. How do you visualize? And we went back and forth just to have fun one day.
Yeah.
And Diane came up with something that was pretty extraordinary. And I felt, after I saw that, and we're not talking even money here, because I was used to paying. I have paid other people to do covers for me. So that's not even the money. But Diane's cover was so magnificent to me that I said, let's run with this. So
you can spend a lot on that. You know what I mean? A lot of people, and you can make your own if you have any kind of talent in that.
Well, I don't.
You do now. We learned a lot. We did a lot together.
Well, we love the universal we again.
Yeah.
No. Diane, I can't even thank you enough.
Well, it was my pleasure to do. I actually designed my own too this time.
Yeah, I know. You are just so talented. She knows Photoshop. She knows how to squeeze the measurements together and whatever. So I would have hired somebody to do this, but your work was so wonderful. I can't wait till everybody can see it.
Well,
Uh,
I think thank you, by the way. But I think what
but
people
it's
don't
true.
recognize is you can get templates and things in those kinds of sites like Canva and others, I mean, there's so many different sites. You could do it on
Yeah,
your
well,
phone.
excuse me, but I am still trying to understand
You
Canva.
can even do it in PowerPoint if you wanted to, you know what I mean? But what they do, as you know, on Amazon is they give you a template. If you want to find, you should look for the template for the size book you want and download that so you know the dimensions. What they do is it's a rectangular box that they show you. And there's something called bleed, which is the outside part that you don't want to be in that part because when it gets cut off, things will get cut off, right?
Right.
So you have to design, you have the front cover, and actually the back cover is on the left side. So you do the back cover, the front cover, and then the side, the
It's
binding.
fine.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So on Canva, you got to turn your words. So you take
But
the
if it,
turny thing and turn it sideways so that when you print it,
here,
it'll go that way.
here's here's an FYI. If it's less than 100 pages, Amazon will not do a spine for your book.
Yeah. And a lot of those Kindle books are less than that. So you only have to design the front page. For Kindle, they don't want you to even design the back page. But if you want to have a designed back page, you could have it as the last page of your book if you wanted to do that. But they don't actually show that on the, how to upload your
Oh, I
cover.
never thought of I
Yeah.
never thought about that. Hmm.
So you can add your last page as that. But I think, a lot of the things I put on my last page of my book are testimonials, and those testimonials are repeated on the inside of the book. So it's not really necessary because I do a testimonial acknowledgement
Oh,
session at the beginning. So it's really how you want to do it. But if you get the cover and you upload it, and usually you upload in a PDF format, they will tell you if they don't.
oh, okay.
So don't worry about that. You can't.
This is what I learned.
Yeah.
PDF for a real book that you feel and hold,
Yes.
and it's JPEG for an ebook.
They'll tell you what they want, which you don't have to remember it, which is nice. But what happens is once you upload your cover, then there's a thing that after you've uploaded your interior and your cover, you hit this button that says they're going to analyze it basically to see what you messed up. And then they tell you everything you did wrong. So if, I can tell you on the covers, I can get exactly what they want and it'll come back and it'll be 0.02 off a little bit.
Yes.
Yes. And so I just go into Photoshop and I change the dimensions that way. And so that's the part that Gilda's making it sound like I'm a genius. But if I showed her, she'd go, "Oh, it's not a big deal."
Yeah, but I don't do that. You know what?
I don't do that. But if I showed you, you'd go, "Oh, okay." You know what I mean?
The thing is about being out there in the public eye is that I know the stuff I can't do,
Mhm.
or the stuff that I don't want to
A
take
lot of people
on.
don't like that stuff. Yeah. Mhm.
Because I'm a really good writer and I love writing. And I would much
But
rather immerse myself in my words than try to fiddle around with this. It took me, I don't know, about 5 days of phone calls back and forth and back and forth. And every time I sat down to make another phone call to the helpers, I would get agita. I go, oh no, I have to do this again. Because
Yeah.
I knew that sometimes, it's the luck of the draw. Sometimes you're on the phone with somebody who doesn't know anything about your
Yeah.
question. And other times you're meeting with people who are phenomenally
Right.
equipped to help you.